for them.
What, to run them off?
No, you don't get the point, do you, Pete? I mean chase them, because before long, there won't be any buffalo left to chase.
Well, them bulls will hook you.
Yeah.
You remember old man Barlow? That buffalo hooked him bad.
Old man Barlow was a slow thinker. Kind of like somebody else I could name.
Well, he was a slow walker, too, when that buffalo got through with him. Wonder whatever happened to him.
He married a widow over on the Blanco River and had a passel of kids. Now, you might as well have done the same thing yourself, since you don't want to chase buffalo.
Well, I don't believe I'd want to chase buffalo even if I was married.
Get that even me.
Well, I like being a bachelor, Gus.
Well, that's good, P. I'm sure it's all part of God's plan that you are one.
Different, I know, but really important, because if you remember, Tommy Lee Jones at the end was asked to take his buddy back to Texas on his dying bed. He said, first order was tell Woodrow to come running, and he came running. He came running all right. He asked him, he said, what you want me to do about those Indians? He said, they didn't invite us here in the first place. My inductee, our inductee tonight, last of the evening following these great leaders and mentors, he has that type of love. It's Atticus Finch in To Kill a Mockingbird. You never know someone, you crawl in their skin and walk around in it. And honestly, that describes my inductee absolute. He comes from a wonderful family, a loving family that's been in our business for years. The first time I ever met him was a group of investors from my hometown in South Carolina. And they were buying 7,000 acres in a wonderful place, the three great states of Tennessee. And on that center star, if you've ever seen the flag, and you know the flag, it was there in eastern Tennessee where you know, a lot of hard work, a lot of toil, a lot of growth, a lot of saving America was there. My inductee was a good football player. He was dedicated. He served in every capacity with his state association, president, has a lovely wife and two wonderful children and 4 grandchildren and 2 wonderful son-in-laws. He's been to over 30 of our conventions, conference and shows, and one of our poets that great poets in South Carolina said this, and this describes my friend, my partner, your inductee tonight. The difficult is what can be done now. The impossible, what can be done soon. And we've proved that, hadn't we? In attitude, never a plane ever took off without a good attitude against the wind. You get lift, and with lift, you fly. And our inductee has certainly flown. He's been with a wonderful auction family, developed thousands of acres of land, in love with his family and his colleges, and wonderful, wonderful contributor to the community. And the difficult can be done now. The impossible is what can be done soon. He's number one. He's the number one guy. He's the number one father. He's a major contributor to our organization. He's served in every capacity. And he's demonstrated the love of CAI, Indiana University, and the perpetuation of such as we've all worked together. Each and every one of you have shown him that as well. So without a lot of other ado, I'd like to read one thing that describes him completely. While we compete in life, we compete in campaigns. Had them yesterday. One poem I had that I read that really measures him. The measure of a man lies not in his attitude altogether to his admirers, rather in his treatment of his adversaries. Your inductee has certainly been kind to every path he's crossed. He's a good man. He's a caring man. He's a partner of mine. We've done many auctions together. We've worked together for CAI, for this organization. And I'm just really want to tell you one other thing that's about him. Number one. One sometimes is a lonely number, but number one is something special that won it all for cancer survivors and cancer research and hope. It's a big support of St. Jude's, but also a local organization in his community. So with that being said, what I'd like to do is ask my man Chris back there. I like your name, son. Your name, Chris back there, to roll number one, please. Attention to the screen.
Yeah, if you see one getting close, we need to go up closer to the. Look here. Here's one. Look here. Look at. Got a picture of it. Oh! Oh my God!
gentlemen, our final inductee of the evening, Mr. John Joseph J.J. Dower, but paralleling with him, his wonderful wife, Tracy, who's also a Hall of Fame, and that wonderful tribe that he always calls, all the wonderful children and all of them hidden in the back room with Hack sitting in heaven with our dear friend and mentor, Marty Higginbotham, whispered in his ear 2 years ago, and he knew it. Hey, look what we got here. You got your brother. Well, JJ, I guess I'm supposed to pin this on you, and I'm very proud to do it because keeping a secret for 2 years has been pretty hard. And having Bear up in my room, that's been tough too. But I'm going to tell you, you got a lot of love here, buddy. And let me put this on you. And oh, gosh, that looks good, JJ. I think he's going to make it. I don't know if I will get this pin on right, but I got it. Ladies and gentlemen, I want to present this to our recipient, J.J. Dower, CAI, AARE, AEMM, and a lot of other stuff. La Follette, Tennessee, in recognition and appreciation of his outstanding contributions to the profession of auctioneering and the National Auctioneers Association, our past president, as of 2021 Hall of Fame Award, our past president, J.J. Dower.
Wow. Mr. Excitement presenting you there is a pretty cool thing, too. Before I forget, I want to introduce my family, because I will. My sister-in-law, Cody, that obviously I didn't know was here. Cody's like my sister because she's been around forever with me.
Not as long as you.
Not as long as me. And then, obviously, y'all know Tracy, and everything good in my life is through her. One of the 4 best blessings I ever had is my A, B, C, and D, and that's Anna Lee and Benton and Chip and Dower. And, of course, my son-in-law, Brian, my daughter, Allie, my sister, Jan, my brother, Bill, and then my son-in-law, Matt, daughter, Addie, my sister-in-law, Deb. These people are just not relatives. It's a family business, and every auction is done by us. My mother-in-law, Tommy, who had a real profound statement sitting at the table earlier with our whole family. Said, me and Hack started all this. Well, they did. They just didn't start the family, but they started our love for this organization. And then my neighbor here, Bear, who's a partner, and Bear and I have grown up together in this industry and done a lot of sales together. And the thought of him and Pratt sharing a room, who knows what's happening in Minneapolis while that's been going on, because they're 2 peas in the pod. And, of course, Chris is my business partner, and Kurt's my other business partner. And all that started, Martinet started because of our love for CAI and then AA, and we became friends. I stand here really as not a guy who just hit a home run. I started on third base. My parents and my grandparents provided a foundation, a lot of support, a lot of things for my brother and my sister and I. And then, I've made a couple good decisions in my life that have kind of got me where I am. My grandmother drugged me to church every time, and nothing like being at a Baptist summer revival when it's daylight till 10 o'clock and your buddies are outside playing and you're in church. But at 9 years old, I ran down the aisle and made the best decision I've made. And it still holds true for me today. And the second best decision I ever made, in nursery school, this cute little girl asked if she could share my mat to take at nap time. And she said, you're going to be my husband. Well, for the last 36 years, I have been. And so I listen well. And obviously by marrying her, I got into an auction business, and I've learned a lot from a lot of great men. My dad taught me how to compete because we were all athletes. He taught me how to be a man. He taught me that running away from punching a nose always hurt worse than taking one. Never start a fight, but always finish it. And then the man who kind of got me where I am today, I wish he was still here with us. And Mickey mentioned my father-in-law, Hack, which it means everything to me. He wasn't just a father-in-law. He was my father in a lot of ways. He taught me the love for this association. He taught me that you could make a living and be fair to everybody involved. And pigs get fat and hogs get slaughtered. And as you can see, I've managed to get fat and I haven't been slaughtered yet. So we're holding on to hope that continues on. And you all will never know just how much I love each and every one of y'all. I didn't serve this association to get this plaque, but you're not getting it back. It's really cool. And I will tell you this, that at one time at the NAA, you spend all that time between the foundation and NAA sitting at the table and seeing all the great pictures on the wall. And I can just tell you how those guys lined up. I told Sammy Ford today, I said, you're the third oldest still in the line there. Not you're the oldest, but based in order of how you come in. And if you looked at how they stand, of course, I keep moving down the aisle, so I'm getting there too. But at one point in time, my photo was underneath my father-in-law's, and that really meant a lot to me. Of course, now they've rearranged and decorated. And the thought of this being upstairs with all these people that I look up to, love and respect, that means a lot to me. And I want you to know that just because I've got this plaque, I'm not quitting, I'm not uninvolved, I'm always here. I love each and every one of you all, and thank you so much for this honor.